Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading. This is a bonus reading, and I'm calling these deep tarot readings. So these are going to be based off of questions that you all asked actually a long time ago. And so there's going to be a list down below in the description of the questions I'm asking. So the first question is, what are you manifesting right now at this moment? But each one of these cards that is showing up here is going to represent a different part of the question. We're basically going to explore the question deeper. So again, in the area of what you're manifesting at this moment, you have this lizard spirit that says dream the world into being. You have the seahorse spirit that says watch and wait. It's kind of interesting because the seahorse spirit, I feel for you, Libra, is saying like no assumptions at this time. And like no assuming that anything is going to go in any way. It's kind of like saying it would be better for you to kind of like live in the unexpected, or, just allow things to happen, right? Because I think if you try to like assume that, things are going to go this way or that way, whatever it is you're trying to manifest at this moment, you're probably going to be wrong, right? So, but I actually think that's kind of like a good thing. Libra, I don't really feel that is a bad thing necessarily. So, again, I wouldn't like worry about that or anything. The Lizard Spirit is an amazing card for manifestation. Again, it literally says dream the world into being. I think that there's a dream that you need to not give up on, is that you are trying to manifest here, Libra. So, there you go. I think that there's probably something that you've wanted for a long time. And, I think this reading is saying like, sure, you can have it, but you need to not give up. So I kind of get that energy off that card as well. Sure, we'll put this over here. we'll take it. That really wanted to come out there, Libra. That Nine of Cups. In your, again, what you're manifesting right now, your first question is going to be what is being drawn in at this moment. A big change. I think that things are changing. It's like you can have whatever you want, but you're going to have to get it in a different way. I feel like everybody is dealing with this right now with the tower. It's kind of like, I said this to someone a couple weeks ago. I don't remember who, but, it was like one of the other signs. But I said, the gatekeepers are gone. It's like, no longer do you need a publisher if you want to publish a book, right? No longer do you need to get approval from some, fat cat in Hollywood to be an actor. Like, you could be an actor right now on YouTube, right? And you might not be famous right away, but if you practice, if you keep doing it, you could do it, right? So it's like that is like one change that we have all experienced basically in our lifetime, right? I mean, YouTube's only like, 20 years old or something like that, or somewhere around there. I don't know. And so, many of us, only 20 years ago would have had to do these things. Same thing with Amazon, right? If you wanted to publish a book, Amazon, the whole Kindle publishing thing has only been around probably for less than 20 years. So, again, that's a change. I think we're all about to experience another change like that. And I don't even know what it looks like, Libra, so don't ask, because I have no freaking clue. We have Uranus and Gemini. I wouldn't even try to predict what this change is, but I do think there is a change like that is coming for us, that is like removing some sort of gatekeeper for all of us. And again, like I wish I knew more like where this is going. I think partially it could be AI, of course. Like, people have brought that up in past readings. Like, yeah, I think it could partially be AI, but it's like there's more to it than that. And so I don't know. I feel like the tower is about entering into a new world, and I feel like it's just saying get comfortable in the new world. That's it. Next, in the area of how will this manifestation show up for you, you have the world. Literally, I think whatever you're trying to manifest will show up in the world. It's like you are literally manifesting something here on Earth, Libra. I feel that you're literally going to be manifesting something in the real world, and yeah, that's probably what you're going to be doing here. I kind of feel like the tower is like, I'm not going to sugarcoat the tower, and I also don't think it's a bad thing. So like, don't worry about this, but I do think the tower is saying, you're trying to manifest something, and you have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, so it's like sometimes I think we want something, and it's like then we get it, and we realize there's a bunch of stuff we don't want about it, right? Like whether it's like love, business, or health, or spiritually, or otherwise, right? So I think life is like a funnel. We're always kind of like trying to figure out what we want until we get more specific, right? And, but again, I feel like that tower is saying you are attracting something into your life right now that actually, where maybe you are willing to accept it as it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, again, it's almost like this is like a good manifestation that's coming in for you, something you actually want. Next, we're going to look at how can you align with what you're trying to manifest faster. And you have the strength card. Strength is mindset, really, because the strength represents your inner voice. This is her inner voice, and she is taming this lion. So she is taking control of her inner voice. She is the one that's calling the shots. She is the one that is choosing what she believes about herself by controlling her inner voice and that little voice in the back of her head, right? And so I think taking control of your words would be a really good thing for you right now, Libra, and probably would be the thing that helps you get into alignment faster. And there you go. With the Tower, again, for what you're what is being drawn in at this time, you have the Ace of Swords. It's funny because every single person almost has had either the Ace of Swords or the Queen of Swords in the first row. And it seems to me like we are all more aligning with our truth and not worrying so much about what other people think. Now, with the Tower, I also kind of feel like this is advice, because the Tower can represent cutting something out, kind of. They're having to face reality, so they have to let go of, the fantasy, basically, what they've been protecting themselves from reality. And so they're having to kind of make that sacrifice to come down to reality. And the Ace of Swords is very similar. It can represent cutting one thing out to have something better. So, don't be surprised if you have to cut something out of your life to have something better. With the World, you have the Moon. Yeah, it is a very imaginative time. Again, we have Neptune retrograding, and Neptune will be retrograding back into Pisces this year. So I've said it to a lot of people this year that we kind of have one more chance to, really manifest the impossible dream, whatever it is, whatever you think would be impossible for you to have. And, again, if there was ever a time where we could actually manifest something that we think is impossible, it would be Neptune and Pisces. So, again, I think we all kind of have, one more chance this year to, really try to make something good happen. And what I keep telling people is take your impossible dream and then multiply it by 1,000. If you want, if you want $10 million, then you should be saying, I want $10 billion or $20 billion, right? Go high, aim high instead of aiming low. Because, again, there's a good chance that, will you get the 20 billion? Maybe not. But if you ended up with 100 million instead of 10 million, you'd probably be pretty freaking happy. So, again, I would say, that's just a money example. This goes for everything in life. I would be aiming high with that card. With the Strength card, yes, you have the Nine of Wands. I literally said, don't give up on your dream with that Lizard Spirit card. It was one of the first messages that popped into my head. As I started the reading for you, Libra, I feel like there's something that you've been trying to manifest for a long time, a very long time, maybe your entire life. And I feel like that is the manifestation that you need to not give up on. I feel like there's something that you've been trying to manifest forever, and it's time for you to actually experience whatever that manifestation is. Next, we're going to look at what's blocking you at this time, if anything. You have this Roots of Abundance card and this Oracle Gift card. So for some of you, I actually feel like money looks pretty good, but, obviously we'll see what comes up. But I think that for some of you that, it could be resources or needing to plant seeds because you have the Knight of Pentacles here as well. I also feel like you need to trust your intuition more. It's your intuition could be kind of guiding you at this time or could be telling you what to do. But maybe you're not listening or not listening as much as you should. So I would make sure that you're listening to your intuition here, Libra. I think it'll help you out the most. Next, we're going to see what limiting belief or situation is in the way of what you want. And again, you have the Page of Cups, which this could be your imagination that's getting in the way of, you or kind of creating blockages. And by the way, this can go both directions. Like I said, I think this reading is saying you need to dream big. So sometimes if we dream too small, I think that is a blockage, right? So I feel that for you. It's almost like this is not saying that imagination is a problem. It's almost like you're not imagining enough, if that makes sense. Maybe, really maybe what the blockage is here, Libra, is that you're being too logical. Maybe you're being too realistic. And that's kind of what I feel intuitively. And that, that's the message I'm getting here off the Page of Cups, is that it's not so much about not imagining. I think you need to imagine more. I think the universe is no, I want better things for you, Libra. I want to, reward Libra. I want to surprise Libra, but I can't if Libra doesn't, kind of dream the impossible dream, right? Like we were saying a minute ago. It's almost like you need to add more imagination. I would kind of say along with that is that this could also include creativity, right? It's sometimes I think If a reading is saying imagination is a blockage, meaning you need to be more imaginative, maybe really what the reading is actually saying is that you need to be more creative as well, because it could just say that there are more creative ways or more creative solutions to what you're trying to accomplish. We do have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords is being creative. He's going to war, but in a different way, right? He's stealing those swords from the army in the background of the card, but instead of going to war, he's stealing the sword. So, again, maybe that's what this is saying, is that being more creative would be a good idea for you. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles can represent, and this part of the reading is how did this block form, or why is this block persisting in your life? And funny enough, I feel that the Knight of Pentacles can sometimes represent a blank canvas, right? He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't making a move, but he has these empty fields behind him, and all he has to do is plant seeds in those fields and they will grow. So again, if you are feeling blocked, I think all you have to do is put that first little mark on the paper, right? Or that first little paint stroke on the canvas here, Libra. So like wherever you're feeling blocked, I've probably said this to you a billion times in the past, but I really feel for Libra, taking that first step is going to be the thing that probably leads to the most progress for you. So I would take that first step. You have the Nine of Wands here, and this is coming up in what is your way through or around this blockage, and again, not giving up on the dream is the way through it. Funny enough as well, the Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So, kind of like experimenting your way towards success, or, trying new creative techniques in your life. Maybe that would be a good way to put it as well. I think all that would make you much more successful and probably lead to a lot of, growth and success for you as well. With the Page of Cups, you have the Tower again, which is hilarious. So again, I think you need to dream bigger, and maybe again, this might be about being too realistic. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I do think we can be too realistic. It's like, we can think like, oh, this business isn't going to work because the economy is terrible. And it's like, yeah, sure, maybe that is real. Maybe that is kind of like on one hand logical. Maybe that does make sense. But it's like if you've ever, anyone who's ever been successful, they aren't very realistic. There's actually a great book, Libra, called First Rate Madness. And it's about all these famous people that had mental issues, basically. And, it's like about how... it's kind of about what we're talking about here, how it's like how them not being realistic is what made them successful. And I kind of feel like that's where this reading is going. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have two cards, sure. Well, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. Yeah, Two of Wands is about leaving a comfort zone. Same thing with the Four of Pentacles as well. So I think a lot of you, it's time. You have the Four of Pentacles right next to the Knight of Pentacles here on the table. I'll show you. Also, you have the Knight of Wands here as well. So this could represent kind of, taking a risk or going on an adventure or moving in a direction that you've never moved in before. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Devil card. Again, this part of the reading is going to represent what's your way through or around these blockages. And the Devil could be about releasing control. The Devil on a very simple level is control. The Devil is Saturn in Capricorn. Some people read him as Capricorn, which I do believe the Devil can be Capricorn as well. But, technically, the Devil is Saturn in Capricorn. He's sitting on the black box of Saturn right here, which I could talk about for hours, talking about all the conspiracy theories around the black box of Saturn. Look it up. But, what I would say here is that the black box of Saturn can just represent control. And sometimes I think with the Devil, and again, we're asking, how do you get away from this blockage? And so I think a lot of you just need to realize that you're not stuck. The point of the Devil is that those people, their chains are hanging down to here on their necks. And it's meant to look like they can easily lift those chains from around their necks and they could easily set themselves free. So the whole point of the Devil is that those people could easily set themselves free, but they have to do it. And I kind of feel that for you. Next, we're going to look at, and again, remember, if you want to follow along, down in the description is all the questions that we're asking here. We're asking, what are you being redirected to, if anything, at this time? You have this Blessed Ideas card. It says, you cannot make this up. It says, allow your ideas to come to fruition, and they will bring many blessings. I think your impossible ideas, your dreams, are what's going to bring many blessings. You have this Focus card. It says, it's difficult to be productive when your energy is scattered in many different directions, which could be the Tower. It could also be realism, right? It could be the real world. It could be the logical world. And I feel like you need to, maybe get into that creative world a little bit more. And that's what I would do here. Next, we're going to look at what path is becoming available to you at this time, and you have the Three of Cups. I think that getting help from other people would also be really good for you right now, Libra. The Three of Cups can be like celebration, happiness, celebrating with other people in your life or celebrating with people who are important to you. But this can also represent a harvest. So, some of you could be experiencing a harvest with the help of other people. So if you are trying to build something or grow something, I would highly recommend getting help from other people, right? Next, we're going to look at what is the real opportunity that's opening up for you at this time. And again, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So it's an opportunity for adventure that you are being redirected to at this time, Libra, I feel. And that kind of makes sense. The Tower is like, the whole point of the tower is those people have been stuck in the tower for too long. They've been, building the walls up around them to ignore reality. And it's like now they're coming down to reality. But again, the tower is not a bad card. It could just represent entering new reality. The tower comes up a lot when people are moving, for example, as well. The tower can just be a move. There are several YouTube readers that actually read the tower as just a move, right? And so there you go. You have the World and the Two of Wands. Some of you could just literally be entering into a new reality, going on an adventure and moving, which I think would be great for you. But again, I think that is going to be a lot of opportunity in adventuring and like leaving comfort zones for you, Libra. The whole first 3 rows of this reading basically are kind of saying one thing, that for you to manifest this, big dream or your impossible dream, you're going to have to not only believe it, but like do other things as well. Like, explore new directions, learn new things about life, learn about new directions, all that stuff, right? Next, you in the area of why is this redirection ultimately in your favor, you have the Knight of Cups, because you're probably going to be swept off your feet by life. This could be love, Libra, but I really feel that a lot of you, again, it's like you're being given the opportunity to exceed your expectations. Now, I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen. Obviously, if you don't do anything, nothing is going to happen. So you have to put in the work, right? But it's like the universe is saying, I'm giving Libra the opportunity to exceed their own expectations, but they have to do it, right? So it's like if you don't change, nothing is going to happen. And so I would say that this is like the universe is giving you the opportunity to surprise yourself. That's kind of what I feel like the reading is saying. Is like the universe wants you. It's like, and the reason the universe is doing this, I believe, is to give you confidence or to like gas you up. But it's like obviously if the universe just did things for us, then we really actually wouldn't have much confidence. It's if we have to do it on our own, then we do gain confidence, and I feel like there's something about that here. Again, next, in the area of the path that you're going down with the Three of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Same thing. The whole entire reading is just repeating itself. You have this island behind you. This island behind you represents a third place, and it kind of says that you're thinking this or that, but really something is going to go this way over here. So again, I do feel you're entering into an unexpected time. There could be a lot of unexpected opportunities and directions and ideas and all sorts of stuff coming in for you here, Libra. With the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands. It's almost like you're working too hard. It's almost like, I don't think life is meant to be easy, but I do think one of the best things that we all can do is look at places in life where we are experiencing friction or things are slowing down, and we just say to ourselves, do I actually need to be doing this or not? Or can I make this easier? So I think that one of the best things I've ever done is like started looking at things that were hard and just saying, how can I make this easier? And, it sounds stupid simple, but it is. And if we do it, your life will get better. Trust me, it happened to me. So, I think that it's a great, exercise. It's kind of funny that you have the Eight of Wands at the end. The Eight of Wands is my card of creating a slip and slide in life. I don't think life will ever be perfect, but again, the Eight of Wands says you need to look at places in your life where there is friction, and you need to smooth that friction out. Like, nothing will ever be perfect, but how can you make things better? With the Knight of Cups, here you go. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You always get the Queen of Pentacles with me, and I think the Queen of Pentacles is talking about resources or you improving your resources. I really kind of feel here, if there's like a dream or something that you're wanting to accomplish where you don't have the resources necessary, like maybe you literally don't have the money or whatever, it doesn't even have to be a money resource. It could be like time, effort, attention, help, whatever. I think you will be getting the resources necessary. Next, we're going to look at what message does your future self have for you at this time. You have this imposter card. It says a disguise, deception, and manipulation. Now, in July and August, everybody has had the devil basically in the readings. In this set of readings, this bonus set of readings I'm doing, a lot of people have had cards like this. I think we really need to pay attention to the people we're dealing with. And if something doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. So you should probably be doing, focusing on other people. You have this authority card. It says law, order, rules, structure, and rigidity. So again, control. And it's funny that that's coming up as well, because during the August readings, I basically said that with the devil, everybody getting the devil. I said, I wonder if there's like some sort of like control issue, or something about control that's going to be being exposed in the world or something like that. I don't know. But definitely popping into my head. But on a personal level, if someone doesn't feel right, I would trust it, right? Next, for what do you need to stop repeating from the past? This is coming from your future self. What mistake does your future self want you to stop repeating? And you have the Seven of Swords. Again, I think that, number one, your future self wants you to be careful of taking things too seriously. Polka dots in the tarot would show up on the Seven of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. Represent taking things too seriously. And basically, I feel that, number one, that your future self wants you to not take things too seriously. Number two, I think that everybody needs to look for other ways of doing things right now. Just based off the astrology, we have a lot of opportunity for innovation. And again, he is innovating. He's going to war, but in a different way. He's doing it by stealing those swords so they can't be used against him in battle. In the card itself basically says there's probably a better way to do anything that you want to do. So as long as you stay flexible and open to all ways of doing things, and you'll discover better ways of doing things. Next, in the area of what advice would your future self give you right now, you have the Knight of Swords. I feel like the Knight of Swords, I feel like it's saying pay attention to momentum. You have the Eight of Wands as well. And it's like in life, when we do things, it's like either things work or they don't. And I feel that the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands is basically like your future self is saying, whatever you're working on, pay attention to the things that cause forward movement. And it might sound simple. People love to remind me, oh, that's such obvious advice. And I'm always like, why aren't you doing it then? Right? It's like there are plenty. I cannot tell you how many people I've coached on YouTube and everything, where it's like they just keep doing what is not working. And I've done it. I'm like far from freaking perfect, right? So I've done it as well, and will continue to do it. I'm a human, so of course I'm far from perfect, like I said. But it's like, trust me, I catch myself all the time doing things that are not working, and there are other things that clearly are. So I think we all need to make sure that we're doing this. But again, this is about momentum. It says what things in life cause more speed and, cause you to move forward more, and what produces better results as well. That's the other thing. It's like sometimes I think Knight of Swords and Eight of Wands is basically the universe saying, what activities, and most people don't know this either, like what activities lead to a better result. I think we all are born with a skill. And so we all probably have some sort of skill where if we put a certain amount of energy in, we actually get more out, not less, right? And so I don't know, I would think about that. Like what skills do you have that produce a bigger result, and do more of those things. It'll make your life easier. You have the Queen of Cups in the area of what part of your life will change the most if you follow this advice. And the Queen of Cups would say is kind of like living a heart-based life, living a more passionate life, feeling more fulfilled as well. So I literally do feel that she is talking about fulfillment. And, again, I feel if you follow this advice, you will feel more fulfilled and you will feel happier as well, Libra. So this is obviously a good thing. Let's see where this is going for you, Libra. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Empress, which is like a ton of abundance coming in for you here. A good card for Libra, the Empress. So, Libra likes the nicer things in life, and the Empress is a card of like having the nicer things in life. This part of the reading was what mistake do you need to stop repeating from the past, but I don't know, I feel pretty good about this. One thing I will say is that the Empress understands that she doesn't need her circumstances to be perfect. there's this waterfall behind her, and that waterfall behind her represents the fact that she understands chaos. She understands that, the world will never be a perfect place. So, but she just like does what she can with what she's got in front of her, and she doesn't worry about a little bit of chaos, right? So, and that kind of comes up in the reading. It's kind of like saying maybe you're worrying too much about like your environment or things that are going on in the world, and it doesn't say don't worry. It just says, you can only control so much. Next, in the area of advice, again, you have the Three of Pentacles. This has come up for you before, Libra. I think you need to be the leader on anything that you're working on. Again, this guy is getting credit from these two people for the work that he's done right here. And he's taking the lead on the project, right? So I feel that you need to make sure that anything you're doing and anything you're working on, that you are the leader. And, that's where the success is going to come from. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords. Again, this is going to be what part of your life will change the most. Again, I think you're going to be ending Groundhog's Day. Didn't I? I think I'm almost positive in your last reading that I said exactly the same thing to you. This could just be the time that you're in, Libra, is that you could be breaking like a Groundhog's Day cycle in your life. Or, you could be breaking something that's been repeating for a long time. So I feel pretty good about this for you, Libra. I mean, that looks really good. Next, we are going to look at who's thinking of you or who has their eye on you. And so I can't show you this card. This lady's, her chesticles are out, so I can't show that on YouTube. But you have the woman in the scythe here. The scythe can represent something that was cut out. So again, definitely could be an ex that has their eye on you. And again, I'm one of the only readers that says do not go back to exes. So I'm not even, like, if you don't want to go back, great. Don't need to hear about it. And I fully support you not going back to an ex. So there you go, plain and simple. I actually feel that you have a lot of eyes on you at this time, Libra. I mean, you are Libra. Libra is considered the most attractive sign. So I think that there could be a lot of eyes on you in general. And but I think there's like one person that stands out to you here is what I'm getting. I mean, you have the Emperor and the Empress right here. So if you're looking for love, this could be a divine counterpart that's coming in for you with those two cards. But number one, this first card is going to be what is their current energy towards you. So someone wants to communicate. Again, I'm definitely not suggesting that you should or anything like that. just know that if you don't want to talk to an ex, I fully support you. So again, there you go. But the thing about the Eight of Wands is it is a social card. And it can represent socializing with a lot of energies. So, I think there could be a lot of people that are interested in you. I also feel this is good for you, Libra, if you're like looking for a job or something like that. I don't think, right, I am recording this video on August 2nd. So I don't necessarily think this is something that's going to happen like right away in August. But, I would say, and these readings are meant to be timeless, but this set of readings is, but I think over the next few weeks or so, depending on when you're watching this, it's like you could notice like how all of a sudden you're getting a lot of interest in work or business. So again, if you're looking for a job, I feel pretty good about this as well. I feel both sides. Next, in the area of what do they wish they could say to you, this person that has their eye on you, or again, multiple people, you have the Emperor. No, I actually, again, I label these cards, with this reading that we're doing here, but I don't force it to fit. I feel like there might be, I think some of you, if you're looking for love, have a specific person that you do want to be your Emperor. I think they are. I think they are your Emperor. So it's like if you have your eye on a person, I do feel this could be like your person, or it could be a very strong connection. I feel like I'm not even too worried about it. I feel like a move will be made here. You have the Eight of Wands, which is a great card of action. So again, there you go. I think that there could be a strong connection coming in for you here if you're looking for love. Next, in the area of what's likely to happen between the two of you, you have the Nine of Pentacles. A Nine of Pentacles can be being independent. Again, a lot of people read this as being single, which isn't true. You can be independent in a relationship. I think two independent people coming together is like probably the best form of relationship to be in. And so we're going to clarify, and we'll see if that's what's going on here. But let's see. With the Eight of Wands, yes, I think there's a lot of competition for you, Libra. I literally said it. So there you go. I don't know. I feel like everybody wants Libra, is what it feels like to me. I mean, I was looking at that Eight of Wands, and Eight of Wands would normally be words, communication, but it's like I was hearing it in my head as eyes. So, there could be a lot of eyes on you at this time, or it's like all eyes on you, Libra, or something like that. And again, even if you don't want love, it's like all of a sudden you might notice that there's like a lot of interest for you. So it's like maybe you've been struggling to get a job for a very long time. And it's like maybe all of a sudden you have like a bunch of interviews or something like that. And it's like I get that feeling on the Eight of Wands. So that could be a good thing. But I think there's a lot of competition for you. With the Emperor, what do you know? You have the Emperor. So someone definitely knows that they are your Emperor here. But you are definitely probably attracting an Emperor and Empress, whichever you prefer, doesn't matter. But, could be a very strong connection, like I said. With the Nine of Pentacles, yes, Ace of Pentacles, probably, the best thing you could ask for, because this would be like action or you getting action here. Someone making an offer. Ace of Pentacles to me is always the path to marriage. It doesn't say that you're definitely going to marry this person, but it does say there could be a connection here for you. So, looks good. I would go for it. Also, your bonus card that flew out here, well, we're going to take it as a bonus card. You have the Nine of Cups, which says you can have whatever you want. And it's kind of interesting based off of everything here. Nine of Cups is a card of getting into alignment with what you want and being unrealistic. I feel this reading is encouraging you to be unreasonable and unrealistic with what you want, right? And I think many great success teachers talk about this, about how, people who are truly successful in life, they are unreasonable, right? They set their mind on something and there is no other way other than for them to be successful, right? And so I think that there could be unreasonable success in a dream that you have, but it's like you have to be unreasonable to get there. And, I think developing that mindset would be amazing. But I like this, Libra. So thank you for being here. Definitely let me know what you think of this type of reading down below. There's some things I want to change in the future if I do these again, but there you go. So thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.